Hello everyone. Hope you are doing well. So here we find out the text. And the directions for the question on the basis of the text given below is what? That there is a passage below which is accompanied by a set of questions. We need to choose the best answer to each question. So look at the text, and I believe that, or I assume that you must have read the text to get the general idea out of this. So what does this text point out? The text is indicating about the um, you can say that origin of the Chinese people, how it remains undetermined, and then after it is also pointed about such evidence as there is point to the immigration of these Chinese people from elsewhere. The Chinese themselves have a tradition of Western origin, and then after it continues to discuss about some ideas put into the history, and then after it also indicates about um, how the Chinese are autochthonous and their civilization indigenous, now regarded by the best authority as untenable. And then after the researches of sinologists seem to indicate an origin, and that origin is divided into two parts. One is an early Acadia, and the second one is called as a Khotan. Then it continues to give the means the evolution and their means gradual movement. So all such kind of things which have been pointed. Well, let's move to the question. So the what does the question point out? The question stated which of the following is a necessary assumption, right? Necessary assumption of what? Necessary assumption for the theory. And what is that theory? The Chinese people originated in the Indo-Chinese peninsula. Now, look into that question. Keyword of the question or key phrase of the question is need to identify the assumption, and the assumption of what? That Chinese people's origin in the Indo-Chinese peninsula. Now, assumption means what? We need to find out one of the unstated region, right, which is not presented in the text, which we will find out in the option. Um, so, which will give a kind of a region to the theory which have been pointed here. Let's look at these four options. The first option said the climate of North China was once milder than it is now, right? So second one is stated about what? Ancient Chinese ideograms include present representation of temperate zone animals and plants, right? Uh, then look to the third said the oldest and purest forms of the Chinese language are found in South Korea, right? Then fourth is stated early Chinese settlers had contact with the Akkadian civilization. Now, if I look into the first option, so the first option, which is indicated about the climate, once milder than it is now. So this addresses the climate in where? Now it is indicating about North China, right? Not China. But it does not directly support the theory of an Indo-Chinese origin. It talks about not China, not the Indo-Chinese peninsula. So that's why we can eliminate this option. Option two, which is what ancient Chinese ideograms include representation of temperate zone animals and plants. So somewhere we read about this ideograms, the ancient Chinese ideograms. Let's see that. It is stated about in the paragraph itself, or first paragraph. Mm, Then it is stated about now regarded by the authorities. The second hypothesis, um, since shown to have been imported, and then it is stated about, okay, yeah. So look into this last one where it is stated also the ideograms refer to a present represent animals and plants of the temperate zone rather than of the tropics. But even it could be shown, which it cannot, that these animals and plants now been exclusively to the tropic. That would be no proof of the tropical origin of the Chinese. For in the earliest times, the climate of North China was much milder than it is now, and animals such as tigers and elephants existed in the dense jungles, which are later found only in more southern latitudes, isn't it? So that's what is given in a option means in the text. So if I talk about that option two, which is directly related to the theory of Indo-Chinese origin, as it speaks to the representation of animals and plants in ancient, isn't it? Ancient Chinese ideograms, which is a key part of theory. So in that case, if I talk about that, ancient Chinese ideograms include representation of temperate zone animals and plants, then it would be known as the appropriate assumption to it, isn't it? So but look at the other options. Option 3 said the oldest and purest form of the Chinese language. So this does not actually support the theory or directly support to the theory of an Indo-Chinese origin. It talks about what? It is stated about language, right? Language. Uh, direct it doesn't support directly, but it talks about language distribution, not the origin of the theory. So therefore, option 1 and option 3 both are eliminated. Look into the option 4. Option 4 said early Chinese settlers had contact with the Akkadian civilization. Introduces a different civilization, Akkadian, and its contact with the early Chinese settler. It doesn't address the Indo-Chinese origin theory. So hence, option 4 also eliminated. So hence, we find out the correct answer is option 2. I hope you understood the text as well as the question and its answer. That's all. Move to the next question. Let's see. Thank you.